and welcome back to yet another exciting week of the Lazy Money Game. In this week's episode, we are going to look closer at the 13F filing from Berkshire Hathaway, and afterwards I will give an update to my portfolio as well. But before we dive further into the details of the 13F filing from Berkshire Hathaway, I just wanted to share this cool new feature which has been unlocked for me since I have at a point surpassed 500 subscribers. Then YouTube allows you to make community posts. So Tuesday morning I made this community post. Guess who bought close to 14.7 million shares of Activision Blizzard in Q4 of 2021 before Microsoft deal was announced? And 71% of you has answered Warren Buffett, 0% on Bill Ackman, 14% Cathie Wood, and 14% on Ray Dalio. So first of all, thank you very much for all of you who are subscribed to the channel. It really means a lot, especially when I can use cool features like this. And if we then take a closer look at this 13F filing from Berkshire Hathaway, I saw this news article on MarketWatch Monday evening, where I could see that Berkshire Hathaway had bought 14.7 million shares in Activision Blizzard. The reason why I then say, guess who bought close to 14.7 million shares is, of course, that I don't rely on news articles I can find like this. You always want to go directly to the source, and in this case, since Berkshire Hathaway is such a big company, they have to do these Form 13F filings. If you have a company that are investing for more than $100 million, then it is mandatory for them to do these Form 13F filings, meaning they have to disclose what they have been doing over the last 3 months. So how did I find this Form 13F filing? Just to give you some useful tips and tricks here. Well, I simply Googled Berkshire Hathaway Form 13F. That led me to this Fintel webpage, and then you can click the original filing. Then you will see a page like this, and then you can click the correct document, and then you end up here. So now you can see what they have actually done. And here on line 2, you can see that Berkshire Hathaway has bought a little more than 14.6 million shares in Activision Blizzard. I will of course share links in the description below for all the web pages which I've just shown you. What are then the downsides to using a report like this? Well, in column 4 here, the price that you see is not the price which Berkshire Hathaway has purchased at. What they are required to do in this filing is disclosing the value that the shares had at the end of the quarter. So the only thing we can do here is to see how much was the average price for the stock at the end of the quarter. So if we do the calculation ourselves, we can say that there was $975 million paid for a little more than 14.6 million shares, giving it an average price of $66.53. If we then go to Seeking Alpha and check and see indeed on the 31st of December, that is the average price, $66.53. And just to add a little more credibility to my words, if you actually go to the Securities and Exchange Commission webpage, then you can see all the different dates for when you have to do the reporting. So for instance, for the Q4 reporting, that has to be done on February the 14th, which was what we saw for Berkshire Hathaway. And if we scroll down here, how do I calculate the value of my Section 13F filings? You calculate the fair market value as of the last trading day of each individual month to determine whether or not you meet this 100 million filing threshold. So I actually think it's pretty cool that even a small-time investor from Denmark, you can go in and check these and see that it has been done in the proper way. So I was actually pretty happy when I saw this Form 13F filing from Berkshire Hathaway, since I have been following Activision Blizzard for some time, but unfortunately, as you all know, I did not manage to pull the trigger before the purchase offer from Microsoft was released, meaning that I had to buy in at a much higher price. I do reckon that the price would not have increased so drastically if this purchase offer would not have been announced from Microsoft, and that was not even in my considerations when I was researching this stock. But what I have to learn from this is that I should trust the research and due diligence which I'm doing, and whenever I see that there is this margin of safety in a stock, I should be able to actually pull the trigger and purchase. So this was a lot of focus on Activision Blizzard. If we then go to Whalewisdom, which you're seeing on the screen now, just to look at some other honorable mentions, let me start by saying that Berkshire Hathaway currently have 46 different holdings, and some of the honorable mentions for this Form 13F filing would be Chevron, since they have increased their position by 9.5 million additional shares. They have lowered their stake in ATVI, since they have sold more than 11 million shares. They have sold close to 17 million shares in Bristol Myers. And if we go all the way to the bottom, we can see that they have completely exited out of ATVI and of ATVI. If we then continue to my portfolio, well, the first thing we immediately notice is that there was a red circle for this week's episode, meaning that the portfolio value is down compared to last week. We go to the portfolio values tab, you see that the portfolio is down $1,300, just normal market fluctuations, nothing spectacular there. And at the same time, you can see that the cost has not changed, so I have not been selling anything and I have not been buying anything. If we then go to the dividends tab, then we can see this has been quite a good week for me, since I have received a little more than $150 in dividends, and all of those came from ATVI. If we then go back to the overview arc here and scroll all the way to the top, just so you can see how each individual stock has been performing within this week, that actually sums it up for yet another exciting week of the Lazy Money Game. I'm really happy for all the people who are subscribing to the channel, so that has opened up for me to use this community tab, so I can do these polls and perhaps post some more frequent things which don't necessarily deserve a full episode. If you have enjoyed the content, then as always, please consider leaving a like. It really helps out the channel. And until I see you next time, bye!